War is more than death and destruction. It's the biggest money-burning machine mankind ever built. From the trenches of Europe to the deserts of the Middle East, wars have consumed wealth on a scale so massive, it could fund entire civilizations. Today, we count down the 10 costliest wars in human history and show you what those dollars could have built instead. 10. The Gulf War, 1990 to 1991. Cost, $70 billion. Human cost, 30,000 to 35,000 Iraqi troops, thousands of civilians, less than 500 coalition troops. Comparisons, enough to fund NASA's budget for 3 years. Could build the entire Dubai metro system 15 times over, equivalent to feeding every human on Earth for a full year. A war that lasted weeks, but burned money at the speed of a rocket launch. 9. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953. $400 billion. Human cost, 3 to 5 million deaths. Comparisons, equal to the cost of sending humans to Mars several times over. Could pay every US college student's tuition for decades. Could have built 8,000 SpaceX starships. A war frozen in stalemate, yet still melting away hundreds of billions. 8. The Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975. $1 trillion. Human cost, 3 million dead, 58,000 US troops. Comparisons, enough to buy Apple twice. Could build a global high-speed rail system across Asia and Europe. Could fund the entire Apollo space program 20 times. 2 decades of jungle battles, $1 trillion gone, and a nation divided. 7. The Iraq War, 2003 to 2011. Long-tail costs ongoing, $2 trillion plus. Human cost, hundreds of thousands of civilians, thousands of coalition troops. Comparisons, enough to end world hunger for 20 years. Could build 20,000 modern hospitals worldwide, equivalent to funding NASA until the year 2100. Wars may end on paper, but the deaths live on for generations. 6. The Afghanistan War, 2001 to 2021. $2.3 trillion. Human cost, 300,000 deaths, millions displaced. Comparisons, enough to send every human on Earth to university for free. Could power the world with clean solar energy for decades, equivalent to building 100,000 skyscrapers. 20 years, trillions spent, and history came full circle. 5. The Napoleonic Wars, 1803 to 1815. $1 trillion. Human cost, 3.5 to 6 million deaths. Comparisons, enough to fund the Industrial Revolution worldwide. Could build a colony on Mars and still have change, equivalent to the GDP of modern-day South Korea. Napoleon's empire was built on borrowed money and collapsed under debt. 4. The American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. $300 billion, today's value. Human cost, 750,000 soldiers, countless civilians. Comparisons, enough to buy 50,000 fighter jets. Could rebuild every US city destroyed by a natural disaster multiple times, equivalent to Bill Gates' entire net worth 3 times. A war that cost a nation's soul and its savings. 3. World War I, 1914 to 1918. $4 to $5 trillion. Human cost, 20 million dead, 21 million wounded. Comparisons, enough to fund the entire Apollo program 100 times. Could build 100,000 kilometers of high-speed rail, equivalent to NASA's budget for 200 years. The war to end all wars and the beginning of endless debts. 2. The Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945. $1 trillion plus. Human cost, 15 to 25 million Chinese dead. Comparisons, enough to build a space elevator prototype. Could rebuild every destroyed city in Asia with modern infrastructure, equivalent to Amazon's total market cap. A forgotten front with costs that rivaled the rest of World War II. 1. World War II, 1939 to 1945, $15 to $20 trillion. Human cost, 60 to 85 million lives lost. Comparisons, enough to colonize Mars multiple times. Could fund global clean energy transition, equivalent to building 1 million schools and educating the world. Forever. The deadliest, costliest war in human history. Proof that when humanity fights itself, everyone loses. The cost of war is written in blood and treasure, but its lessons are often forgotten. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more.